Hey there everybody, my name is Rick Husey here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. It's been a beautiful day out here shooting at the range. We've had between everybody being sick and bad weather, it's really nice to finally get out back on the range and do some videos. We've shot a bunch today and we're still going. I mean, we still got time. We'll see if we can squeeze a few more in. This is a gun that I don't know a lot about, and I believe I've mentioned in a recent live that this whole year, I mean, we're going to be doing our mainstream stuff. We're going to have a lot of our brands we've always worked with, but we have a lot of new brands too, and there are a lot of air guns that I know very little about, and so I'm going to get to learn right along with you guys. So if you've ever had questions about these guns, maybe it'll be useful as we work through step by step the capabilities, the benefits, the drawbacks, all of those, things that you need to know before you go spend a lot of money, because a lot of these guns that we're going to be looking at are very expensive. This is one of them. But before we talk about this air gun, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, which is Airguns of Arizona. Brick and mortar shop there in the Tempe area, Phoenix area. Forgive me, Robert, if I don't know the exact location. I've been there a few times, but it just escapes me now. But it's in that area. You guys, if you're in anywhere near there, you got to go check them out, because you can go put your hands on guns before you buy them. And when you're going to be spending this kind of money, you may want to actually make sure you like it first. It's important, and you have that opportunity with their shop. They have everything though, not just high end. They have entry level, mid range, and high end, and they have everything that goes with them. You need scopes, compressors, really nice compressors, like the Daystate compressor is exceptional. It's probably one of the best you can get in the market right now that does what it does, really, really good. But you can actually go there and pick the stuff up, and that to me is important. It's very, very cool to have that as an option. So go check them out, www.airgunsofarizona.com, get their correct address, and go check them out in person, because, gosh, you can't always do that with other vendors. This is the Western Airguns Rattler. So this is a semi-auto and full auto air gun. Our model is in 30 caliber. Now, we have this for a while. I don't have to send this back tomorrow. So I'm not going to try and figure everything out today. What we are going to do is we've got our chronograph set up, and this has a nice sort of barrel support here. This is extremely rigid, just let me tell you. I don't see, well, that may not be actually supporting the barrel. It's there, but no, it's not touching. This whole thing is extremely rigid. I do not believe that our FX Chrony is going to actually cause us any problems. When we go to shoot for pure accuracy, we'll have our Chrony number, so we won't need it. But we'll run without it just in case, for you guys that are a little picky about such things. I know it has power adjuster. It has a bunch of very cool settings. We're not going to mess with any of that today. We're getting a baseline. I've got 3 pellets here. Will we shoot slugs? Yes, we're going to get to slugs. And yeah, I think, I don't know if H&N has anything 30 cal yet. Maybe they're coming out with something, but I don't know for sure. But we definitely have JSB 30 cal variety. And I know that there's a bunch of 30 cal slugs on the market. I have some FX slugs. We're going to try those too. So anyway, let's get to some shooting and just get our baseline. Now, I haven't finished sighting this in on paper. We were shooting our quadrant target, which is another product you can get at Airguns of Arizona. Very cool. And that has a 1-inch center target surrounded by 4 paddles. It's great because if you're hitting the center, you know you're sighted in. If you're hitting any of the paddles, you know if you're high, left, right, backwards, whatever. It's very, very cool. Saves you having to run down and change paper all the time too. So let's go ahead and take a few shots here, and hopefully everything works with our Chrony. I do want to load this. It has an interesting loading system. So we're going to lift this lever. It's heavy. And then there's a little slide on this side. And on the back side here is your magazine. It does not come out. And there's holes. You're going to fill these holes and rotate it and just fill it with the pellets or slugs or whatever. I do like the fact that this is very wide. So I'm looking at the possibility of this thing can run some fairly good sized slugs if you can find them that drive well. All right, so let's go ahead and load this up. And this is kind of a process. And I could have looked up in the manual, like how many shots, but I didn't, so I don't know. But we'll run these through and then we'll know, right? It fills to 250 bar. And our last shots we were doing, we shot basically a mag-ish, and it seemed like it's going to give you a good shot count. So we'll see. We'll see. It's using up a lot of pellets here. Like the never-ending mag. All right, we're done. Okay, so this slides down, this closes, and we have two safeties. We have a safety here, and we have a safety on this side here. So you're going to need to put both of them to fire before you can take a shot, which is important because this thing, I would imagine, is going to be producing some power. Okay, so our Chrony is good. Our shot string is good. As far as being active, I'm going to need here it is, a bag or some facsimile of the bag. This makes me wish I had my scope back just a hair. As for the scope, I'm running a Hawke Optics Sidewinder first focal plane. Exceptionally nice scope. We'll zoom in, lock my table down a little bit better so it doesn't wiggle. Okay, that will work just fine. Let's take our first shot, see where we're hitting. I'm aiming for the bottom center sight-in bull, so third down in the center. Safety semi. And as I said earlier, it does do full auto. We're not going to be doing that today. Maybe one day, but we got to figure it out first.
977.
Okay, that's moving. That's 90, almost 95 foot-pounds. Very quiet. The trigger is odd. Not bad, odd. It just pulls back like forever. I don't know if you can adjust it. It's probably something I'll call them and ask them about, but I would like to have way less first stage creep and have it, just take up and then fire. This forever pull is not something I particularly like. And there is a noticeable clickety-clack of the action right at your ear, which I was talking to my our ranch foreman, Bob. He's helping me out today. And he had the same inclination I did. Wow, that's odd. And it is a little odd. I think you can get used to it, but it is right in your ear, this clickety-clack of the mechanism working. It's just hammerless, so there's some advantages to what they have going on here, but it's a very unique air gun. This is a very, very, it's a very unique air gun. All right, back to it now. Compared to, I was pretty on with the steel target, and we're pretty on with the bull there. Let's take another shot here.
972. 965. 965. 967. 960. 963.
We're at 7 shots now. We're going to run this mag through. It'll give us a, a really good feel for one, how many shots were in the mag, and two, how consistent the reg is. So far, accuracy doesn't look like that's going to be a problem at all.
953. 956. 958. 956. 956. 953. 953. 953. 951.
I feel myself pulling that trigger to the right, and it's the trigger pull. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to that, because not only the first stage like super long, but the second stage has actually got some length to it too. So this is gonna take me a little time to get used to it. But I've just got to look at the numbers here for a second. We have a little bit of a spread. I don't know where it dropped out. It started at 970. We're down to 950s. Interesting. Okay, here we go.
956.
All right. Hey, you got 17 rounds. That's how many you got. Okay, so 950, and I'm wondering if some of those first shots were just it settling in, because once we got in the 950s, she hung out there for a good long time. That's 90 foot-pounds. Now what I want to do, check on my pressure. It's on this side. Oh goodness. All right. All right, so our bottle pressure is 200 bar. Our reg pressure is a little over 150. So we probably will get like one more mag, I'm hoping, before she falls off the reg. We're going to take a slower approach to this, and yeah, because I don't want to fall off the reg and taint the results, right? So I'm going to fill this up with the 51s. These are the 30 cal heavies. So these are 44.75s. These are 50.15 grain, a little heavier, a lot heavier. And we're going to see how they do. And let me go ahead and change this. Let me save this string. Save it. And change our profile. 50.15. Okay. All right. Gosh, I've missed being able to use my FX chronograph. Man, it is really, really nice to just kind of point where you need to go and the things on the barrel and or the tube or whatever, and it's just there. It's awesome. All right, one. Okay. Looks like you can get about 4 pellets when you're loading these. Doesn't take very long to load. It seems like you would think it's like arduous or problematic, but it actually goes pretty quick. I would imagine if you're in the field, that might be a different situation, but you know, maybe if you were, you know, shooting prairie dogs or something like that, you could stop and reload. Certainly, I think more of a bench gun, but as long as you had a nice flat spot to work with, probably not gonna be a problem. All right, just about done. Okay, so we should see a drop in velocity. We may see a rise in power. Let's see what happens. So we'll go back to new string. Yep. Okay. Here we go. This table, I need to get some better shooting equipment. That's on the schedule for this year, by the way. All right. I think that seems more comfortable. Or was I up here before? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Upper left target bowl. We're going to go ahead and run the whole mag, or yeah, I mean, might as well run the whole mag. Then we'll have to top this off, and then we'll circle back around. I do want to shoot the Hades because I think this as a hunting gun, semi-auto, is really what it's designed for, right? So let's see if the Hades run well in it, and if they do, that'll be pretty awesome. All right, here we go. Upper left. Okay. Didn't pick it up. Huh, disconnected. All right, so we're gonna be short one shot. All right, let's see if it works now.
$930.
96 foot-pounds.
921, 928, 926, 923, 926, 923, 921, 916, 916, 919, 919, 919, 921, 919, 916.
All right. So we're definitely seeing a drop. It's not massive though, and we are talking about something that is obviously regulated and pushing hard. I mean, really hard. We're 90 some foot-pounds. And one of the things I'll say, semi-autos are hard to do well. And cycling is, if it doesn't cycle, it doesn't work. So far, it's worked really, really well in our testing and in our, what you guys are seeing on camera here. And we are at, yeah, we're over our reg. So looks like you can get 2 mags, easy. So 34 shots. I'm gonna go fill this up and we're gonna come back, shoot one last mag with the Hades, and we'll see which is the most accurate. I think the heavies actually did a little bit better. I mean, they were low right. I don't know, they look actually pretty much the same. The heavies might be a little more dense with only one sort of a flyer, but yeah, I mean, that's just a scope adjustment if that's what you want to run. All right, I'm gonna go fill this up, be right back. Okay, little tip here. The 30s, as far as the regular JSBs, the 44.75s, and the heavies, the 50.15s, went in with a little bit of resistance into the magazine. The Hades went in very loosely. I've shot other guns with this concept, this design, and if they're not tight going into the mag, they often shoot like crap. So we'll see if this is going to be a similar situation, or maybe in this gun it doesn't matter. But I thought I would let you know that the Hades went in very loosely, just for what it's worth, department. If you guys, if we shoot this string and it's all over the place, that may be why. But we don't know till we do it. Let's try it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go top right target. Now the Hades are 4475s, so they should be, you know, right in line with our 4475 regular JSBs. Let's see.
$956.
90 foot-pounds.
951.
Okay.
960. 953. 953. 958. 953. 956. 951. 953. 953. 953. 951. 956. 953. 953. 951.
All right. It did not open up nearly as bad as I thought it was going to, but it did open up a little bit. I don't know what the head size is on this as compared to the others, but I think you want a little bit more head size, which is probably going to become really important when we start looking at slugs. So we've got our work cut out for us with this little guy. Obviously reliable so far, fun to shoot. Will I get over the clickety-clack in my ear? Yeah, I'll get over that. What's its use case? Well, obviously it's a great just shooting target gun. If you had steel silhouettes and you wanted to just run silhouettes out in your, if you had a big enough backyard, I happen to have a pretty big backyard and could run, you know, steel targets out and steel silhouettes. And yeah, this would be a lot of fun because you could do them very, very quickly, like click, 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 and go. One of the things you guys might say is, Rick, you got to slow down and let the reg recharge. This is supposedly full auto, so, and it's semi-auto. If I have to wait between shots, it sort of defeats the purpose. Yeah. So I'm kind of going to use it as I believe it was meant to be used, and that's running and gunning. So we'll see. I don't know if it'll make a difference. It might be worth the video down the road. If you guys think that that's worth taking the time to do, like shoot a group with basically no space, like click, hear the feet per second, click, hear the feet per second, click, hear the feet per second, click, and then, you know, have 5 or 10 seconds between each shot. If you guys think that's worth doing, let me know in the comments. I'd be open to doing something like that. Anyway, it's going to be fun to have this around and do some shooting with it this year. Guys, that's going to be it for now. So before we go, I was informed that Airguns of Arizona is in Gilbert, Arizona. So please go check them out and put your hands on some really cool air guns, and please let them know that you stopped into their store, you walked into their shop, you went in to meet them because you saw their stuff right here on our channel. That really helps me out, guys, and I do appreciate it when you guys do that for me. So that's going to be it. My name is Rick Hutzer here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews, and where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.